3, 2. Giannis for 3 for that. He makes it. What? No way! All right, today we have got to explore the potential Giannis Antetokounmpo trades. And just for fun, we're going to go off of like the kind of the ESPN insiders trades list and just kind of see if we were to complete these trades, how it would go down. We'll run a season, see how it goes with Giannis on his new team, maybe even 2. All right, first potential destination is the Hawks, and the recommendation is Trae Young, Risa Shea, 2026 first round Milwaukee swap best, 2027 first round Milwaukee swap worse. And they actually say the 29th protected and the 31st protected, but we can't really do that. So we're just going to go 30 unprotected. It's not really going to matter for this scenario anyways, as far as we're going to personally go in this. But that's for Cole Anthony and Giannis here. So let's pull that trigger first and see how this goes. And right away after this trade, Giannis actually gets MVP on his new team. Looks weird seeing him in that jersey, just saying. 31, 10, 5.5, 1.5 steals, 1.5 blocks. And their executive of the year gets the award for that. As you see, they went 56 and 26. Giannis also ended up on first All-NBA team. Also all defensive second team. They did end up with the first seed in the weak East here with 56 wins. And they're also facing off against the Raps in the first round. Let's see how we do here. They won the first 2, won 3. Swept the Raps in the first round. Cleveland in the second round. 1, 2, 3. Wow, swept Cleveland as well. Knicks in the conference finals. This will be a good matchup for sure. And we win game 1. Knicks win game 2. We win game 3. Knicks win game 4. Knicks win game 5. Will this be the end of the run for Giannis in his first season under the Hawks? Not yet. We're tied at 3 games apiece. We'll fly through this on Simcast as well. Huge start in the first. Knicks try to make a comeback, but they don't. And then Giannis. So look at this. They go to the finals in their first season. Face up against the Wolves. And Hawks win game 1. Hawks win game 2. Game 3. Wow. And sweep. So they only went to 7 against the Knicks. And then other than that, swept through every other team to win a title. And Giannis with the finals MVP. So there we go. That's quite an insane scenario right there. Right away, the Hawks title in his first year. The next suggested and kind of trade rumor going on is Rockets. And here's the one that the insiders suggest here. Giannis and Thonis, I don't even know how to say his name. Giannis and his brother, we'll just say that, are going. And potentially for Alperen Sengun, Fred VanVleet, a 2027 first round pick via the Suns unprotected. We'll make this move and see how this scenario goes for the Rockets. And wow, look at that. He's MVP here too if he moves over to the Rockets. Still, again, seeing him in red looks weird. And I guess anyone who trades for Giannis might get the executive of the year. Because there's our exec. And as you can see, the Rockets went 62 and 20 with Giannis. Yeah, he's all defensive first here. And with the Rockets record, because they're in the West, of course, they end up second seed. They're going to face OKC in the first round. That's interesting. I wonder what happened to OKC here in this scenario. Some injury woes. Something for them to be 7th. That's just wild. Well, let's see. This could be a rough start. They win game 1. Win game 2. OKC wins game 3. We win game 4. And we move on in 5. Interesting. Face Dallas, which, as you know, well, I mean, a healthy Dallas would be a decent team. But... So let's see how we do against them. Win game 1. Win game 2. Win game 3. Wow. And, oh, no. We're going to let them have 1. Nope. We're going to get 2. We're going to move on again. Face the Warriors, who took out the top-seeded Wolves in this scenario. Good old Warriors. And swept them. I'm not really surprised in that scenario. I don't think... Uh-oh, did I? Oops. Did I? Oh, no, I didn't. Whew. Kevin Durant actually got the MVP in that one. And then Knicks versus Rockets. I thought I had simmed the whole playoffs. That's why I was all like... Knicks versus Rockets here in the finals. I'm just going to do a little refresh this to be fair. Let's see. Knicks win game 1. Win game 2. Win game 3. And they sweep the Rockets. Brunson as finals MVP. So made it to the finals, didn't win the title here in his season with the Rockets. But an interesting predicament. I feel like this would be a good move for Giannis himself to be able to play on a team like Houston with the pieces they have and play with KD for a bit. But as far as like what would go back to the Bucks, I definitely like the Hawks deal a lot better for them to start this off. Okay, another one they have, which I think is extremely unlikely, but they do have the potential of a Knicks trade. And let me kind of explain this to you because in the game world, it won't let me do this. But they are suggesting Kat, Pacome Didier, and Tyler Kolek, along with a 2026 first round with a protection on it, 2028 first round swap, Bucks, Blazers, Knicks, 2030 first round swap, Bucks, Blazers, Knicks, and a 2032 first round swap. Because, yeah, the Knicks don't have much left after their recent trades for like Mikal Bridges and everything. But we can't do this basically in the game. So all we're going to do, because we're just looking at the early future, not the long term for these teams, right? For our scenario here. So we're going to just take this off. We're just going to pull this trade here with Kolek and Towns. And we're just going to go that way. And yeah, we'll just keep that in mind for future and how that goes. But I really don't think this will be a move that the Bucks can accept. I still say that Hawks is the tastiest deal for the Bucks themselves. And for Giannis, I still, yeah, maybe he'd like being on the Knicks, maybe, but we got a trend going on here. Giannis now MVP on the Knicks, and Knicks to get Executive of the Year as well, but also Coach of the Year. Mike Brown gets at 67 and 15. They ended up going with Giannis there, and there you see him on the All NBA first. Also right there on the All Defensive first. And here we are, Knicks getting first seed facing off Chicago in the very first game. I assume they're going to walk through. We're just going to bam this because they're going to walk over Chicago. No disrespect, of course. Cleveland in round 2, will they get blown out like they did against the Giannis Hawks? They sure do. Knicks and Pacers in the conference finals here. And this time they get through the Pacers without an issue. SGA and Jalen Brunson, there we go. Knicks Thunder, definitely believable even without Giannis trade. I could see this being a finals matchup. Let's see here. Knicks win game 1, Thunder win game 2, Thunder win game 3, Thunder win game 4, Knicks game 5. Let's go game 7. All right, we got a game 7. OKC had the lead early, but the Knicks are coming back here. We got a tight game here. Hopefully it stays tight and we can maybe jump in and have a peek at this. 6-point game. Got a 5-point game. Yeah, let's jump in and have a peek at this. All right, here we go. OKC does have the ball here as they are also ahead by 5 as we are checking in. Pass over to SGA. Switch camera. That's better. Passes over to Mitchell. Back to SGA. Gonna try to create against Brunson. Here comes the pick. SGA dribbles. Beautiful pass into Hartenstein, but rejected. Huge rejection there. Brunson is now up at the point. He's going to take the pick, and he's going to pass it into Robinson. Almost the same play, but Robinson is not going to get blocked. He's not getting rejected on that one. And the Knicks bring it to within 3. SGA bringing it up now. Back into Hartenstein, deep post position. Can he get it this time? Ooh, he takes a foul from Robinson. Takes a foul this time. He will shoot 2. First one is money. He misses on the second. Robinson with the rebound. Pitches it up to Brunson here. All right, the Knicks have a good opportunity here, being only down 4. Brunson's attacking over to Robinson. He gets blocked. Holmgren with a nice rejection. All right, Robinson to inbound the ball here now. Brings it over to Giannis, to Clarkson. We haven't seen much Giannis action, have we? And Clarkson with a little lay-in. And it's brought to a 2-point game. SGA gets past, misses. Speaking of Giannis, he gets the rebound, passes it over to Jalen. He's going to attack with the lay-in off window. And we got ourselves a tie game now. 1:15 apiece. 47 seconds remaining. Game 7 NBA Finals. This is stuff you really want to see. This is what it's all about. SGA does some little dribble moves, gets in for the lay-in, and gets the 2-point lead for the Thunder. Want to see some Giannis action here. Come on, Brunson. Swing it over to Giannis. Let him do something. Oh, we're just going to have Brunson attack again. He gets in and lays it up. 117. We're going to a timeout with a tie game here. 27 seconds now remaining. All right, this is huge here. I mean, I don't know if they're going to kill the clock a bit. I would probably try to kill the clock, take a last-minute shot here. Kill as much time as we can. Yep, let that clock run as low as you possibly can to reduce the chance of Knicks having a good shot here. SGA is now attacking. He doesn't have much, but he's going to go with the lay-in, and he makes it off window. Not the best defense, really, to be honest. He should have gotten up on that. So they got 7.5 seconds here to get a bucket here and either tie or take the lead. There we go. Huge possession here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Giannis for 3 for that. He makes it. What? No way. I was about to make a total joke about that. Now Giannis is taking a 3-pointer. That's the time you don't want him to touch the ball. And he nails it. Wins the game. 1-point win. And there's a title to the Knicks. That was insane. I don't believe that. I've got my hands on my cheeks here in shock at what just happened. No way. Yeah, I'd be a little bummed if I was OKC too, you know, but yeah, they're going to have lots of titles. That team's going to be an elite. And there he is. There's our guy there. Hoisting it up high. Come on, Clarkson. Throw it up there. That was a sick finish. And there you go. In that game, Giannis had 29, 9, and 4, and 3. And I do believe he got finals MVP on that one. That was a ridiculous finish. I can't believe that. Yeah, there's confirmation finals MVP because I did kind of skip through that part. But wow, what an insane run that was. That was just wild. That was so cool. And lastly, another team I didn't mention about the Hawks because they're one as well. But this is another team that I think has like just, you know, they got a lot of potential and flexibility. They have a lot of great things going on in San Antonio. So I'll just put it that way. I had to do some juggling to kind of make this go through. But the other proposed trade idea here is Giannis for Stephon Castle, Harrison Barnes, Kelly Olynyk, Jordan McLaughlin. First round pick, swap best first round pick in 2026, 2029 first round. And they actually say a 2032 first round as well. That would be an insane pairing with Wemby. I don't know. Do you think giving up Castle on all these first rounds is worth it for San Antonio? I don't know if I would personally. However, the thought of having Giannis on a team paired up with Wemby is pretty insane. I really love Stephon Castle. I'm a huge fan. So that's probably part of my reasoning there as to why I wouldn't be too big on this one. And as far as for Milwaukee, I mean, this one ain't bad. I still think the Hawks deal would be the best one, but this is probably the second best as far as they're concerned, in my opinion. Kind of moves just because of Stephon Castle. I know a lot of people worry about the durability of Wemby long-term, including yours truly. I've said it in the past video. I hope to God he stays healthy, but with his body and everything, it's possible, you know, how long is his career going to be? How long can he hold out? You know, if it's like, you know, in simulations, you know, you'd love to see him go to play 18 plus years in this league. Will that be reality? I don't know. But I do wish him the best and hope the best because I'd love to see that. Oh, and here's the first year where he does not end up with the MVP and then executive of the year again. So, you know, anyone who gets Giannis is the executive of the year. That's straight up. And there's Giannis and Wemby on all NBA first team right there. That's pretty crazy. Giannis on all defensive first. Surprisingly, no Wemby. Looking to make sure. Oh, I did miss it. Okay, yeah, and Wemby on all defensive first. I was going to say, that's shocking. And they do end up first seed in this. They're going to face, OKC again. Two of these scenarios, OKC must have like had an injury issue they're dealing with or something to be dropped down. And the other one, they were in the finals in the last one. So let's see what happens here. Spurs win game 1, game 2, game 3. This will be a hard team to beat. Sweep Thunder. See what happens here. 1 game apiece. Go up 2-1. 2 games apiece. 3-2 for the Spurs, and they win in 6. Minnesota, the next round. Looks like they're all healthy. Spurs win game 1. Spurs win game 2. Oh, and they've tied it up 3-4. We go up 3-2 here. And win in 6 in this series as well. Wemby with the conference MVP, and we are facing the Knicks. These scenarios, we've seen a lot of them. Knicks win game 1. Actually, I should do a little refresh of the coach game plan here just to make sure. Yeah, because to juggle it around a bit. Spurs win game 2. Spurs win game 3. Game 4. And they win in 5. So they do get a title with Wemby and Giannis in this scenario here. Crazy numbers by Wemby. I really hope he does well. I'm rooting for him for sure. But there you go. So they end up winning a title here too. I still say, like, in my opinion, if this move is going to happen, yeah, probably the Hawks would be the one I could see the most. But definitely Spurs are an interesting and intriguing option here for both sides, really. So those are the two I kind of lean towards. I don't think Knicks are possible. Rockets, I think, would be awesome for to see Giannis paired up with Durant and Thompson and all that on. That would be a cool setup. But I just don't think they have enough that they're going to be able to really offer. Like, even if they were to hypothetically trade Sengun, would that be enough really to get the Bucks to bite on that? I don't know. If I were in the Bucks shoes, that's not a deal I would go for. I like Sengun, but it's not a deal I would go for. Yeah, definitely like Hawks or Spurs are the ones that I think would be the most likely to see happen. Anyways, it's always crazy to see, you know? And then, by the way, all these can't take effect for a couple more days IRL. Like, it'd be crazy to see another big move like this, to see Giannis move after we saw Doncic in the last year. Just be wild to see another big name move, but it sounds like it's going to be pretty possible. Crazy to see. Anyways, let me know what y'all think in your comments below. What do you think about the moves? Where do you think he could possibly go? Would you like to see him on any of those teams? Are you a fan of one of those teams that we're talking about today? Do you like to see what happens? And of course, all love to the Bucks fans. I hope however it goes down, it works out for them in the long term. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching the video. Sub, like, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.